Accurate Insurance is our newest sponsor here on GlenwoodSports.com, located at 508 South Locust Street here in Glenwood, Iowa. Looking for life and health, commercial, crop and farm, or personal insurance? Then give Accurate Insurance a call today at 712-527-9106 for your free quote today. Stop down and see Scott and Laura Barrett at 401 South Locust Street here in Glenwood, Iowa. Barrett Auto is your local complete auto service car dealership. Barrett Auto Center has a wide variety of vehicles for all your needs. If they don't have it, they'll find it. Also, stop by and see their Hercules tires. They come with a 3-year free road hazard nationwide, along with a 30-day test trial. Check out their website at barrettautocenter.com, or just give them a call at 712-527-5525. Barrett Auto Center. Looking for a place to eat? Well, stop down at El Porton here in Glenwood, Iowa. El Porton is a family-owned Mexican grill located at 612 South Locust Street here in Glenwood, Iowa. Looking for
All right, folks, we are back here on GlenwoodSports.com. We had some technical difficulties there at the end of that first half. We're not really sure if you guys saw the end of the first half or didn't. So I'll just give you a quick recap. The Rams got the ball deep in their own territory, and then were able to throw it all the way down. A couple great bloom passes and some awesome receptions there from a couple different receivers. Got them all the way down to the 7-yard line with a second to go. And then Alex Nusser had his field goal blocked. So we still stand at 3-0 with Cyclones lead, as we are just about ready, under 2 minutes until we start this second half. And Jim, you know, the Rams are really they're not doing a terrible job at moving the ball, but they've had some penalties, and we've seen a lot of penalties on both sides, and it's overall just kind of a sloppy game, low scoring, not a lot of just solid play here from either team. What do you expect to see here in the second half?
Well, it's going to get interesting, I think, because the Rams really didn't move the ball that well on the ground. If you look at the games they had, it was mostly through the air. You know, Bloom hitting 4 different receivers. Had a couple of good pickups, but it was mostly Bloom on the ground. So I think the Rams are either going to come out and try to establish the run right away, or I think they're going to say, you know what, we had success against the air, and we're going to do that. You know, for the Harlan Cyclones, you know, three points is all they got right now. They moved the ball well for partial, but they had a lot more penalties than we did. Their line was offside, their false starts, everything else. From that perspective, I think the Rams got to feel pretty good about where they're at right now. I think they're going to move the ball in the second half, and I think you're going to see a lot more points scored than 3-0 right now.
Yeah, the Rams, you know, we've kind of talked about it all year. They get down, and then they almost seemingly panic, and they kind of go away from that run game that they know and love. And you know, when they run the ball and they get it going, it lets that offensive line that has just been fantastic for the last couple of years for the Rams. I mean, they are notorious for having great lines. When they run the ball and they do the ground and pound, it really lets them that offensive line thrive, and it lets them play like they should. And so, you know, the Rams, in my opinion, are going to have to go back to that and go back to trying to dominate up front. But frankly, you know, as far as Harlan's offense goes, they were dominating our defensive line. You saw some huge runs from Nick Foss there. We don't have any official stats, but he has had some big runs. And then Caleb Beaker, the fullback for the Cyclones, has also had a couple big holes there up front. But for the most part, the Rams, other than a few big plays, have done a good job. You can tell they prepared their game plan for Foss, because they've done a good job, you know, keeping him contained for the most part. But they really have to watch those other aspects, because the one thing that Kurt Blatt does is he gets you biting on one thing and has you prep all week for one dimension, and then he'll just pull something out of his hat. And you know, the Rams are really going to have to make sure they stay true to their game plan here in this second half. So they added 2 minutes to the halftime clock here, as both teams are just kind of making their way back out on the field. Rams are doing their pre-second half warm-up here, as we are close to the second half, folks. We're going to flip you back over to the commercials really quick, and we'll be right back here on GlenwoodSports.com.
Accurate Insurance is our newest sponsor here on GlenwoodSports.com, located at 508 South Locust Street here in Glenwood, Iowa. Looking for life and health, commercial, crop and farm, or personal insurance? Then give Accurate Insurance a call today at 712-527-9106 for your free quote today. Stop down and see Scott and Laura Barrett at 401 South Locust Street here in Glenwood, Iowa. Barrett Auto is your local complete auto service car dealership. Barrett Auto Center has a wide variety of vehicles for all your needs. If they don't have it, they'll find it. Also, stop by and see their Hercules tires. They come with a 3-year free road hazard nationwide, along with a 30-day test trial. Check out their website at barrettautocenter.com, or just give them a call at 712-527-5525. Barrett Auto Center. Looking for a place to eat? Well, stop down at El Porton here in Glenwood, Iowa. El Porton is a family-owned Mexican grill located at 612 South Locust Street here in Glenwood, Iowa. Looking for a good bite to eat after the game? Well, stop down and check out their daily specials. El Porton. Looking for a place to bank? Well, check out Glenwood State Bank, because they're back as a sponsor here on GlenwoodSports.com. Located at 32 North Walnut on the west side of the square in Glenwood, Iowa. Glenwood State Bank has been serving southwest Iowa since 1899. Glenwood State Bank is the bank for all your needs. Check out their online services at glenwoodstatebank.com, or give them a call at 712-527-3157. Looking for a spot to store all your goods? Well, contact Iowa Storage here in Glenwood, Iowa. Glenwood, Iowa Storage is located.
We are back here on GlenwoodSports.com. Nick Stavas alongside Jim Tucker as we are ready to bring you the second half of this Class 3A heavyweight slugfest between the Harlan Cyclones and the Glenwood Rams. The Rams will have the ball to receive, or they will receive the ball to start the second half as they trail 3-0 to the Cyclones. Kyle Knutson, who has the only points of this game to his name, will boot it deep. And it looks like it's going to be Cooper Silvius once again from his own 5-yard line. Silvius gets out across the 15. Breaks a tackle down across the 20, and well, he didn't even get to the 20. Down to about the 17-yard line goes Silvius. So some nice kick coverage there from the Cyclones. And we are ready to go here in this second half.
I'd have to say that's the difference in the game. Their special teams have been
teams.
very good. Obviously, the field goal that they got out of that, and they've also haven't had Glenwood have any big punt returns or kick returns.
Almost forced a fumble on that punt return. Zach Card just barely got it back in the first half. But it's a new half for the Rams as they will start 1st and 10 on their own 17-yard line, trailing 3-0 to the Cyclones. Flexbone formation here for Glenwood. Andrew Bloom will come out under center. Silvius goes in motion. Bloom takes the snap, tosses to the outside. Silvius has some room. Down across the 15. He doesn't have a lot. Down to about the 19-yard line. A gain of 2 or 3 yards for Silvius. And some nice defense there. A Harlan player came up with the ball. But it looks like Silvius was well down as Harlan didn't even really react. So it'll bring up 2nd down and 8 from their own 19-yard line as we just get started here in the second half.
If the Rams don't go back to the air here. They got no whiteouts, though.
Bloom under center. Flexbone formation. They stack the left side. Silvius goes in motion. Bloom takes the snap. He's going to keep it himself along the right, and he's going to have nothing. Stuffed at the line. Maybe got a yard down to the 20-yard line, and that'll bring up 3rd down and long for Glenwood.
Yeah, good job by Harlan that time, containing Bloom, forcing him to cut it back inside.
So now, you know, we talk about this, Glenwood has to get the run game going, but, you know, This Harlan defensive line are no slouches. They are really getting some huge penetration here and stuffing these Ram ball carriers.
They are big in that middle.
Big dudes. 300-pound plus players on that defensive line. So Bloom comes out under center. Single back formation. Bloom takes the snap, fakes the screen, drops back to pass, looks deep across the middle, and it is intercepted, picked off by Nick Foss. Foss gets it across the 30, down across the 25, and that's where he will be stopped there.
Holy
and he
moly,
was
that
smoked. Caleb Sanders.
About put him back into
Just
Harlan.
laid out Nick Foss, and it looks like Foss had some room, and then all of a sudden he went flying backwards, and that's why I kind of stuttered to see where he stopped because I wasn't sure that was him. But Caleb Sanders had a huge hit there on Nick Foss, but the Cyclones get the last laugh as they will have a 1st and 10 off the interception from the Glenwood 25-yard line.
Not a good pass by
No.
Bloom. The safety never even moved. Ball, he just looked that right in, took it upfield, and then got whacked.
Oh, man. Foss is going to be feeling that one in the morning, but it'll be 1st and 10 for the Rams at the 25, or excuse me, for the Cyclones at the Ram 25. Mulligan takes the snap. It's a screen pass, fires it to the outside, complete to Beaker. Beaker gets down inside the 15-yard line, and he's taken down at the 10. Excuse me, that's not Beaker. That is number 80, Alex Schesinger. So that's the second time we've called his name tonight. But he gets down a gain of about 15 yards down to the 9 or 10-yard line, and the Cyclones suddenly have a 1st and goal when it seemed like, well, just about 30 seconds ago the Rams had the ball.
Well, the outside receiver went on a quick slant on that, wide open. He could have went over the top of that. Look for that later on in this game right now. If he had the sidelines, he has to be talking to the coaches about that.
1st and goal from the 9-yard line. Mulligan takes the snap. He's going to hand it to the outside. Foss cuts it back up the middle, and he is stuffed right about the 6 or 7-yard line. So a short gain of about 2 yards for Foss. Some nice defense there. And Jim, Foss has been the playmaker all season in the run game, but the Rams have done a pretty good job of containing him tonight.
Yep, that time they did a good job of forcing him back into the middle there.
Yep.
He's going to get most of his yardage outside. Good job by the Ram defense that time.
So a gain of 3 on the play. It'll be 2nd down and goal from the 6-yard line for the Cyclones. I formation. Mulligan under center. Mulligan takes the snap. He hands it off up the middle to Beaker. Beaker has a little bit of room, fighting his way forward, and he is going to be shoved backwards. Nice push there from the Glenwood defensive line as Beaker doesn't get down. He's down at about the 3 or 4 yard line. Forward progress the Rams gave him a pretty good spot on the forward progress as they will spot the ball at about the 3.5, 4 yard line. So it will be 3rd down and goal for the Cyclones here early in this second half.
Big play here, boys.
3rd and goal. Ball on the Ram 3-yard line. I formation once again. Heavy set for the Cyclones. Mulligan takes the snap, fakes the pass, hands it off up the middle, and he is going to be short. Nick Foss was short on the play. He didn't get much more than about a yard, so they will stop him at about the 2-yard line, and it'll be 4th down for the Cyclones. It'll be interesting to see here what Kurt Platt does. They obviously have a field goal kicker that can make this. He can hit a 41-yarder earlier in the game. But I have a feeling Kurt Platt's going to want to go for this one. And he will. The offense will stay out there.
4th and 2.
Ram fans on their feet. We're getting loud here at Ram Memorial Field, and it's going to be a timeout to kill the mood here from Kurt Blatt. So
wow.
8:03 to go here in the second half, in the third quarter. 4th and goal from the 2-yard line for the Cyclones, but they will call a timeout.
If they don't get in here, that's a timeout. It could be very valuable toward the end of this football game. 8:03 to go. We're just underway here in the second half. And it's a 3-0 game.
Yep.
Glenwood's defense has done a good job here. Need to come up with a huge stop.
This would be a huge victory for the Rams if they are able to hold the Cyclones scoreless. After throwing that interception, they set up at the 25-yard line, and now they have a 4th and goal at the 2.
Here's my brilliant call from Coach Black. Find out where Sanders is going to be lining up and go
run away from him. Yeah.
Yeah.
A lot of times you'll see with these power I teams when they go up the middle over and over, when they get down to the goal line and everything's shoved in tight, when you have a speedy guy like Foss, you'll see sometimes outside runs or toss plays to get in the end zone and try to find some space. But we will see what the legendary coach Kurt Blatt has drawn up here on 4th down and 2 or 4th and goal from the 2-yard line for the Cyclones. Not really sure what formation this is. It's a wildcat. Foss takes the direct snap and keeps it himself and runs straight up the middle. And that's exactly what we said.
Yep.
Black comes out with another rabbit out of the hat as he comes out in a wildcat formation, something that we haven't seen all season from the Cyclones, on the goal line, and Foss takes it in for 6.
Never got touched.
Never got touched.
Never even come close to getting touched.
The Rams were just utterly confused there, as now the swinging gate formation here for the Cyclones, as they all start on one hash and they run up to the middle. As it looks like Knudsen will try this extra point. And there's the snap. Kick is up and it is good. So the Cyclones capitalize on 4th down and goal after the interception. And with 7:59 to go in the 3rd quarter, Harlan has taken a 10-0 lead over Glenwood. So back to that touchdown, Jim, almost said Kevin. You know, they've come out in really one of two formations all night long. They've either run that spread formation in the shotgun, or they've run a I formation, and all of a sudden they come out in a wildcat with a direct snap to Foss on 4th and 2.
And they went to the right side again.
Yep.
Every time they've needed a big play, they've gone off that right side. That time went in untouched. Rams are going to definitely have to answer here early on in the second half now, down 10-0.
Yeah, they cannot lose momentum, and that is just, and like we said earlier, that is just vintage Coach Blatt there, seeking his 400th win, and it seems like we say it over and over, and we probably sound like a broken record, but he is notorious for making those kind of calls, coming out in stuff you've never seen before to try to get an edge, and now the Cyclones have a 10-point edge, 10-0, 7:59 to go, and the Cyclones will kick off here. Knudsen boots it deep, and it's going to go to that left side again as Silvius will take it from his own 12-yard line. Silvius trying to get some room down across the 25, and he gets down to about the 28-yard line. So a better return there for Silvius on the kickoff, and now the Rams will start once again. Andrew Bloom has thrown 2 interceptions in this game, and he's going to try to erase that from his memory here.
Yeah, I'd really like to see every time Andrew throws the ball to set his feet.
Yeah.
Anytime he's going backwards like that, you know, he's had a tendency to throw that ball up. And he really had it rock and rolling there in the end of this second quarter. I think the Rams can get on track.
You got to give Andrew a break a little bit. He hasn't played quarterback since his freshman year. He's been slot and wide receiver his last 2 years. So used to running the ball, and now he's trying to get back into throwing it. It'll be 1st and 10 from their own 29 for the Rams. Bloom takes the snap. He's going to hand it off up the middle to Carter. Carter fighting forward, and a big pile stops him at about the 32-yard line. So a gain of 2 or 3 yards on the play there for Glenwood, and that'll bring up 2nd and 7.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see what they do on this possession. You know, that time they got another 4 yards out of Carter. You know, You got plenty of time. It's 7:30 to go in the third quarter. You
can't panic, and that's what we talked about. That's what Kevin and I talked about all week, is that they can't panic and go away from their identity, which is running. So the Rams need to stick to their game plan here, as they have 2nd and 6 from their own 33, and it looked like the Cyclones jumped off sides there, and flags are down. A hard count there. Schutte went in motion and then stopped, and that's a pretty normal play for the Rams as they run the hard count and try to get the opposing team off sides, and it looks like they did that there.
What, Rogers from Green Bay drawing them off?
Yeah, exactly. So a nice call there from the coaches to do that hard count. The Harlan Cyclones jump, and that'll bring up 2nd down and 1 now for the Rams.
Formation is here.
Yeah.
Tight.
No wide receivers. Everyone stacked in on the line. Bloom under center. Schutte goes in motion. Bloom takes the snap. Toss to the outside to Schutte. Schutte has a little room. Has the 1st down across the 40.
Ooh,
and it looks like
stick.
Yeah. He looked like he had some room, and then all of a sudden he just gets smoked.
I think he's got the 1st down based on this.
Yeah, he definitely has the 1st down. So the chains will move as Schutte gets down to about the 41-yard line. So gain of 3 yards there on the play, and now the Rams will have a 1st and 10. Their first down of the second half. 6:57 to go here in the 3rd quarter. Bloom is under center. This time he has 3 wide receivers split out. Bloom takes the snap, drops back to pass, now rolls out to his right. Bloom looking, fires to the outside, and it is over the head of Josh Ruth, the intended receiver, and that'll bring up 2nd down and 10. And you said it earlier, Jim, I'm not sure if we really like seeing Bloom having to roll to his right, being the lefty.
I don't. It's just because it's a high school quarterback. I mean, it's tough to do it at the college level. At the high school level, extremely tough. And if he has all time, the world? Okay, go ahead.
Exactly.
But Harlan's been getting good penetration and making Andrew throw it just a little bit earlier.
So it'll bring up 2nd down and 10. Ball on their own 41-yard line. Andrew Bloom in the shotgun. Kennedy goes in motion. Bloom takes the snap, hands it to the outside to Kennedy. Kennedy trying to cut it up, now bounces it back to the outside, and he is stuffed in the backfield. Another hesitated move there from Kennedy, and he is down for a loss of 1 yard, and that'll bring up 3rd down and long. And Jim, I don't know about you, but I'm not really sure if I like that play.
I don't like that play. Harlan's got too good a pursuit.
Yep.
That time they strung it clear out to the outside. If you don't cut it up, they're going to get to you.
Well, and that's the second time Kennedy has kind of tried to cut it up, and then he kind of bounces back to the outside, and by that time he's been indecisive for too long, and Harlan wraps him up in the backfield. So that'll bring up 3rd down and long, 3rd and 11 here for the Rams from their own 40-yard line. Bloom in the shotgun takes the snap, drops back to pass. Now he rolls out to his left. Bloom looking, fires deep to the outside, and it is caught by Josh Ruth. Ruth has it down across the Harlan 30. Ruth fighting his way down inside the 25, and he's down at the Harlan 23-yard line. So a nice pass there to a wide-open Josh Ruth, and another senior-to-senior connection for the Rams, and a huge gain of about 40 yards there on the play, and that'll bring up 1st down and 10 deep inside Harlan territory.
Rolled to his left, had plenty of arm on that, night and day. Great job.
Absolutely. So Josh Ruth has kind of been in and out. He was a safety at the start of the season before Jake Mertfeld came back, and then he was a slot for a while, and now he's kind of moved himself to this slot receiver. He's not very tall, so he kind of has that quick motion, and he got away from the coverage there. Now Bloom will have a 1st and 10, and he fires to the outside. Pass is incomplete and intended for Cody Burrish. So the Rams trying to kind of pull a little quick hitter there on the Cyclones, trying to catch him off guard, but pass was low, and it falls incomplete, so that'll bring up 2nd and 10 from the Harlan 22-yard line for the Rams.
5:26 to go, 3rd quarter. Rams trailing 10-0. You'd like to see some, probably a run here, just to get some of this yardage back.
Yep. So shotgun formation once again. Rams are airing it out here. 2nd and 10. Bloom takes the snap, rolls out to his right, looking, pressure coming, and he gets away from pressure. Looked like he was gonna be dropped deep in the backfield, but he's able to get back to the line of scrimmage, but no gain on the play, and that'll bring up 3rd down and 10 for the Rams.
He had no chance on that. They had deep penetration on him. We were lucky to get back where we did. Good job by Andrew, just not to take a big sack on that.
And I don't know about you, Jim, but I'm kind of thinking that this is kind of a must-make here. 3rd down and 9 on the 21-yard line. They're down 10-0. Under 5 minutes to go here in the 3rd quarter. And after that big play, they don't want to kill the momentum here.
Look for Burrish on this.
Bloom takes the snap, drops back to pass, rolls out to his left, pressure coming. Now he buys some time, still looking, fires to the outside, and it is incomplete. Pass intended for Cody Burrish. Ram fans want a flag, but it will fall incomplete, and that will be all. As Cody Burrish was kind of knocked to the ground there, but it was really just good coverage and definitely an uncatchable ball as that ball sailed way over his head and through the back of the end zone. So Bloom was flushed out of the pocket there, and the Rams throw their 3rd incomplete pass in a row, and all of a sudden it's 4th down and 9.
Yeah, you just had a field goal block there in the 2nd quarter. I don't think he's going to try that here. And you don't want to punt because there's not enough ground to gain.
So it's kind of a must-go for it here, as it would be almost a 40-yard field goal for the sophomore kicker, Alex Nusser. 4th and 9 here, 21-yard line for the Rams. Bloom in the shotgun, rolls out to his right, still looking, fires to the outside, fires up the middle, and it is incomplete. Nearly intercepted there from Nick Foss, but it's almost as if he did the smart thing and just batted it to the ground, and that gives Harlan better field position as they will take over on a turnover on downs, and another dangerous throw there from Andrew Bloom.
Dangerous throw, moving to his right. I think he saw his receiver trying to break out into the open, but once again, that's a tough pass.
Yep, it is. And
tough
there's a
pass.
difference between Aaron Rodgers throwing across his body and Andrew Bloom throwing across his body. It's not really fair to expect that of a high school quarterback.
Well, Rodgers has had multiple years of being at the quarterback position as well.
Exactly.
If the Rams can get a stop here with plenty of time left in this ball game.
So 1st and 10 for the Cyclones, ball on their own 21-yard line. Mulligan takes the snap, hands it up the middle to Foss, and he is stuffed once again. Foss has really had other than a few big plays, Foss has had no space here in this game. A great job game planning here. You can tell the Rams are ready for that run game from Foss, as he had over 220 yards and 5 touchdowns last week against Creston. You could tell that Creston wasn't ready for it, and the Rams learned from it.
I'll be very surprised if Harlan doesn't stay with the ground game here. Try to churn up some more clock here,
Yep.
keep the ball away from the Ram offense, who just had several big plays last time.
Under 4 minutes to go here. Mulligan will line up in the shotgun. 2nd down and 9 from their own 22. Mulligan takes the snap, drops back to pass. Pressure coming, looks to the outside. Incomplete. It was going to be a screen pass intended for Foss, but the line judge is signifying that the ball was tipped.
Who was in there?
Noah Carter came off the edge, unblocked, and was ready to smoke Preston Mulligan. But instead, Mulligan got the pass off, but I think Carter got a piece of the ball, and that's what caused the screen pass to be incomplete. But, they got to be careful there because Foss had space if he catches that ball.
He did. Coach Blatt probably didn't want him to throw that ball.
Yeah. 3rd and 9. Ball on their own 22-yard line. 3:52 to go here in the third quarter. Under center is Mulligan. Mulligan takes the snap, drops back to pass. He has time, now fires deep across the middle. Caught. And that gets down across the 40-yard line to the 42. That is number 14, Jonathan Monson. So the first time we've heard his name tonight, but it's a gain of 20 yards, and it'll bring up 1st and 10 now for the Cyclones from their own 44-yard line.
We had a deep safety on that play. I thought maybe he'd go for that because the ball, was not going to the intended receiver that the safety thought he was going to have. But credit the Cyclones there for the nice pickup.
Absolutely. 1st and 10. Ball on their own 44-yard line. Single back formation. 4 wide receivers split out. Mulligan takes the snap, hands it up the middle to Foss, and Foss doesn't have a lot of room. He fights his way forward down to about the 47-yard line. It's a gain of 2 or 3 yards, and that'll bring up 2nd down and 7 for the Cyclones. So, Nick Foss was their bread and butter through these first 3 games, and the Rams have stuffed him, but unfortunately they're getting beat over the top.
Yep. I think right now Coach Foss for the Rams would be very happy with the play of the defensive line.
Yep.
However, the Cyclones continue to move the ball now with 2:59 to go in the third quarter.
Mulligan under center, 2nd down and 6 on their own 48. Mulligan takes the snap, hands it up the middle to Beaker. Beaker, the fullback, powering his way down across the 50-yard line. A nice hole there as he gets down to the Ram 47. He's going to be close to the 1st down, but it looks like they'll spot him just shy, so it'll be 3rd down and less than a yard here for the Cyclones.
Wow. Anything beyond quarterback sneak here would surprise me.
Yep. So 3rd and
hole.
1.
That was a huge hole.
It was a huge hole. Beaker has had some big holes tonight.
That time, left side did a good job blocking at the point of attack.
3rd down and 1. Ball on the Ram 47-yard line. I formation. Mulligan under center. Takes the snap, hands it up the middle to Foss. He has the 1st down. Fighting his way down across the 45-yard line to the 43 of Glenwood. A gain of 4 on the play. And another 1st down here for the Cyclones as they continue to churn up the clock with 2:12 to go here in the third quarter.
They really are. Like we said, Coach Blatt's going to keep it on the ground for the most part.
Yep.
And the Rams are going to have to find a way to get stops on 2nd and 3rd down.
So the Rams are no strangers to being down by double digits here in this season. They've come down back from 14 down and 12 down. Now they are down 10 here with 1:58 to go in the third quarter. Mulligan in the shotgun takes the snap, drops back on 1st down, fires to the outside, passes incomplete off the hands of number 33 Nick Foss, and that'll bring up 2nd down and 10 for the Cyclones.
Very catchable ball that time.
Yeah. I'm not sure if that was Foss. It wasn't. I'm trying to see who that was. It's really hard to see these numbers in this light, so bear with me.
I thought it was just me getting old.
And forgive me. No, you're not the only one here. So it will be 2nd and 10, 1:51 to go here in the third quarter. Harlan with a 10-0 lead. They have a 2nd and 10 on the Ram 43-yard line. Mulligan in the shotgun. 2 wide receivers on either side of him. Mulligan takes the snap, drops back to pass. Pressure coming. Caleb Sanders chasing him and down, and he fires deep across the middle, over the head of everybody. And pass was intended for Jake McLaughlin, number 83.
I was watching Sanders on that on the snap, and he just shot through there.
And he was almost unblocked. It looked like he just had nobody to go around, and he just about had Mulligan in his sights. Sanders with 3 sacks on the season. He's the Rams' leading tackler with 19 prior to this game.
That's unreal.
Yeah.
If you go back through the stats in Glenwood football, very few linemen leading
the
tackler.
team. Yep.
A lot of linebackers, not a lot of linemen.
So 3rd down and 10. I formation for the Cyclones. Mulligan takes the snap, play action pass, looking, fires deep to the outside, and it's caught by Nick Foss. Foss wide open, gets down across the 30 to the 20. Flag is down across the 10, and he's into the end zone. Touchdown Harlan for now. We'll see what the flag is.
What is that flag?
It was right in the middle of the play.
Where is it?
I have no idea.
I think he pointed right away against Harlan.
Nick Foss, with the catch on the sideline, he was wide open. He broke 2 tackles on his way to the end zone. So right now it's 16-0 Harlan, but the flag was down.
Wow.
And it's going to be holding on the Cyclones. And it looked, and I caught it when I saw the play, Chris Mintel had his jersey being ripped back on the line, so it might have been that call there. But nonetheless, it is holding on the Cyclones, which will erase their touchdown.
Biggest call of the game.
Yeah, easily.
My goodness. That kid was wide open on that route.
He was wide open, and Foss with his speed down the sideline breaks some tackles and cruises into the end zone. But it's all null and void as the holding call will make it 1st down and 10 for the Cyclones at the Glenwood 32-yard line. So the holding call was obviously wasn't on the line of scrimmage. It was obviously during the play in the defensive backfield. So it'll be 1st and 10 for the Cyclones. Mulligan takes the snap, hands it off to Foss. Foss bounces it to the outside, gets across the 30 and out of the 25. Breaking tackles down to about the 20-yard line goes Nick Foss. It looks like he'll have the 1st down. So a gain of 11 yards there, and that'll bring up 1st and 10 for the Cyclones. And that's really the first time, well, really the second time, we've seen Foss bounce it to the outside, and that's all he did against against Creston last week. So the Rams have done a pretty good job, but that time he gets away from them.
And we saw a little bit of that in the first quarter, but then I think the Rams really tightened that down.
So 1st and 10 from the Glenwood 20-yard line. Mulligan takes the snap, he hands it up the middle to Beaker, and there's flags down. Glenwood crowd reacting to that false start on the Cyclones.
1:10 to go in the 3rd quarter, 10-0 Cyclones.
So it will be a false start, and Jim, that's probably the 6th or 7th false start penalty we've seen on the Cyclones, and that's uncharacteristic of a Kurt Blatt team.
I think it's the most I've ever seen against
Yep.
a Harlan team. Seriously.
And you've been here for
Too many years.
many years.
Too many.
So add another false start there. It'll be 1st and 15 now for the Cyclones on the Glenwood 25-yard line. So in this wildcat formation here again for Harlan. Nick Foss takes the direct snap. Now he goes off the right side. Foss cuts it up the middle, down across the 25, gets down to the 20, still down the sideline. Inside the 15-yard line goes Nick Foss before he's shoved out of bounds at about the, well, it looks like the 15. That's where they'll call him out. So that wildcat formation, the one that we've only seen, that's only the 2nd time we've seen it. We saw it on the goal line earlier in this quarter.
Exact same play.
Exact same play.
Exact same
they
play.
stacked that right side. They had 2 lead blockers on the right side, and they just kind of hand it to him and wait for a hole. So 47 seconds to go here in the 3rd quarter. 2nd and 5 now for Harlan from the Glenwood 15-yard line, looking to slam the door shut on Glenwood with a 10-point lead. Wildcat formation once again. This time Foss takes the direct snap, and he's going to keep it out to the left side, and this time the Rams are ready for it as he is stuck at the line by Eli Bales, the middle linebacker. We haven't heard his name called a lot. He had an arm injury last week against Carroll. He was pulled out of the game in the 3rd quarter, but he was cleared for practice Wednesday, and he has played this entire game tonight as he makes the stop there, a gain of maybe 1 yard. And that'll bring up 3rd down and short for the Cyclones and a timeout Harlan. So that's the 2nd timeout of the half for Harlan. And, the Cyclones really just moving the ball, and you have to think the Rams have to come up with a stop here.
Oh, absolutely. 22 seconds to go in the quarter. Glenwood unable to score, obviously, in this game so far. He cannot let the Cyclones in.
Yeah, you
the
can't.
25-second play goal get reset that last time. 16 seconds ran off while they were just all standing there.
So this Glenwood crowd trying to stay optimistic, but you'd have to think if they allow Harlan in the end zone here, 17 points is going to be hard to make up with just 1 quarter to play, as we only have 22 ticks left here in the 3rd quarter. Harlan with a 10-0 lead and a 3rd and 4 deep inside Ram territory at the 14-yard line.
Be shocked if I don't see a run here.
Right.
With 22 seconds to go.
We've seen them come out in that Wildcat twice. The direct snap to Foss. It worked the first 2 times, but last time Eli Bales made a nice play. He was ready for it and stuck Foss at the line. So Glenwood student section getting loud here. 3rd down and 4 as the Cyclones come out of the timeout. No hurry getting in the line here for Harlan. It will be that it looks like it's that Wildcat formation once again. Foss is going to take it, keep it himself. He's going to get up the middle, and it looks like he dived forward, was able to stretch that ball down there, but it looks like he's probably going to be short of the 1st down. Rams had a nice push up front, but Foss was able to stretch that, get his whole body lengthened out, get as many yards as he can. That will be the last play of the 3rd quarter, folks. He is short of the 1st down. So when we come back to start the 4th quarter, the Cyclones will have 4th down and 2 on the Glenwood 12-yard line. So big play coming up here at the start of the 4th quarter, and we will be right back on GlenwoodSports.com.
Accurate Insurance is our newest sponsor here on GlenwoodSports.com, located at 508 South Locust Street here in Glenwood, Iowa. Looking for life and health, commercial, crop and farm, or personal insurance? Then give Accurate Insurance a call today at 712-527-9106 for your free quote today. Stop down and see Scott and Laura Barrett at 401 South Locust Street here in Glenwood, Iowa. Barrett Auto is your local complete auto service car dealership. Barrett Auto Center has a wide variety of vehicles for all your needs. If they don't have it, they'll find it. Also, stop by and see their Hercules tires. They come with a 3-year free road hazard nationwide, along with a 30-day test trial. Check out their website.
So we are back here on GlenwoodSports.com. Nick Stavas alongside Jim Tucker.
Call me Kev.
Used to saying Kev. So the big play coming up here at the start of the 4th quarter. 4th and 2 for the Cyclones on the Glenwood 12-yard line. Harlan leads 10-0 over the Rams. Big stop here for the Ram defense if they can come up with it. I formation for the Cyclones. Mulligan under center. Looks like it might have been a hard count, and now the clock will stop as it looks like defensive coordinator Woodrow for the Rams was halfway out on the field ready to call that timeout, and he got it off. So, what I would assume that timeout was about is they've come out in that Wildcat formation with the direct snap to Foss 3 times in a row, so I assume they had the defense set up for that, and then they went back to their I formation on 4th down, and Woodrow called a timeout. Probably a pretty smart timeout there.
It's not a seam shift,
Yep.
back or something like that, but right now, it's more important to make the stop than it is to have the timeout, so Rams need a stop big time.
So some scores here around the district. Probably the biggest one, Creston Orient Maxburg, who is projected to be top 10 preseason, popular pick to win the district, is trailing 21-0 at home to Denison. So they have had a rough go of it these last couple weeks, and they are trying to protect their home turf in the 4th quarter there. Winterset has a 14-0 lead over Atlantic. And then Carroll with a 9-7 lead over ADM. ADM seems to be a bottom feeder in the District 7 this year, but they are giving Carroll a run for their money. And
where's that game at?
That one is at ADM.
Oh.
But we got a tight one here. 10-0 Harlan leads. 4th and 2 on the Glenwood 12-yard line coming out of the timeout. Ram fans on their feet. They're getting loud, folks. 4th and 2. Mulligan under center for the Cyclones. Takes the snap. He's going to toss to the outside to Foss. Foss is going to be stopped in the backfield, and it looks like he might have gotten stretched forward for the 1st down.
I don't think so.
It wasn't Anthony Sherry out there. It was Zach Carr on the tackle, I believe. I couldn't really see it, but it will be a big stop there for the Rams as Nick Foss was on the outside toss, and whoever was spying him made a huge stick and he was able to stop him short of the first down. So the Rams hold tight deep inside their own territory, and now they will take over 1st and 10 on their own 12.
That was a big-time stop. Who was that? Did we get confirmation on that? Wow.
Zach Carr,
That was
the
a
sophomore corner.
That was a big-time stop against a good player.
Wow. Props to Zach Carr on a big stop as the Rams take over 1st and 10 on the 12-yard line. Bloom takes the snap. He's going to keep it himself. Bloom fighting his way forward down across the 15-yard line, and he's brought down at the 17, so a gain of about 5 yards. And, Jim, you'd like to see a lot more of that.
Well, we've seen some of that this year. You guys have made the calls on that. You know, Andrew has taken over some games. You know, where if the pitch ain't there, he's cutting upfield.
And this is one of those
games. He's a
games.
tough guy to bring down,
Yep.
period.
Andrew's 6'4", almost 200 pounds. He's a big man back there at quarterback. 2nd down and 5 on their own 17. Bloom takes the snap, and he's going to hand it off of them. No, he's going to keep it himself. Bloom has some room down across the 30-yard line, and he's taken down to the 33. So he faked the handoff to Carter. He got the whole team, the whole Cyclone defensive front to bite, and he got us to bite too. And then all of a sudden he pops out the other side of the pile, and it's a gain of about 16 yards on the play and a 1st down for the Rams.
Yeah, that's called being a competitor.
Yep.
He does not want to lose this game. He does not want to go down.
Andrew Bloom has a little family ties to Harlan. His parents are from Harlan, so talking to him, there's nothing he likes more than beating Harlan. 1st and 10 from their own 33 for the Rams. Bloom takes the snap, hands it up the middle to Carter this time. Carter fighting his way down. Nice stop there by the Cyclone defense at about the 36-yard line, so a gain of 3 yards on the play for Carter. But, you know, you'll take 3 yards in a cloud of dust on a lot of times, but with late in this game, early in the fourth quarter, the Rams might have to pick up the pace here.
Well, 2 scores, and Glenwood walks off the field victorious. So, hey, the Rams, you know, as long as they keep sticking to their guns right now, I love Bloom on the keeper, and once in a while, you know, throw in Burrish.
2nd down and 6, ball on their own 37. Both guys goes in motion, and that's going to be a illegal motion penalty as both Schutte and Silvius went in motion, and that,
can't have that.
With this flexbone formation and all the moving pieces in this offense, and you know the blocking schemes aren't necessarily simple. Speaking from experience in this offense, you know there's this offense that the Glenwood Rams run is pretty mistake prone. It's pretty penalty prone. So with the lack of penalties we've seen tonight from the Rams, that was kind of bound to happen, but it's pretty untimely here on the motion penalty.
Both backs looked at each other like, uh-oh. Who wasn't supposed to go?
That happened last week late in the game as well. And what followed right after that was a Noah Carter 75-yard touchdown run. So we'll see what happens here. 2nd down and 11, ball on their own 32-yard line. Bloom takes the snap, hands it up the middle to Carter. No, he keeps it himself. Bloom faked the handoff. Now he keeps it himself. Has some room down across the 40-yard line before he's taken down at the 42-yard line. So a gain of 10 yards on the play, and he's going to be just shy of that 1st down.
He trucked some guy. Some guy came up hard in the hole thinking he was going to take him on, and he trucked him.
Nice job there from Andrew Bloom on a nice run. It'll be 3rd and a yard here from their own 42-yard line for the Rams. Silvius goes in motion. Bloom takes the snap. He hands it off up the middle to Carter. Carter powering his way forward. He has the 1st down at the 45-yard line. So Glenwood with another 1st down here, and they're really kind of catching their rhythm.
I like the tempo.
Yep. Under 10 minutes to go here in the game. 9:47 to go in the game. Rams trail 10-0. They are no strangers to being down by 2 scores late in the game, as they have a 1st and 10 on their own 45. Schutte goes in motion. Bloom takes the snap. He's going to keep it himself. That one probably should have been a give, as Bloom is tackled at about the 48-yard line, so a gain of 1 or 2 yards on the play for Andrew, and that'll bring up 2nd down and 8. So, you know, when it's the read option, the triple option, you either hand it off when you look at the read key, which is the defensive end, you either hand it off or you pull it. And so a lot of times when you see the quarterback get stuffed like that, it usually means that it was just a bad read. So it'll be 2nd down and 7, ball on their own 48-yard line for the Rams. Silvius goes in motion. Bloom takes the snap, tosses to the outside to Silvius. He has some room down across the 50. Silvius breaking free across the 45-yard line of Harlan, and he's taken down at the 43. So we haven't seen Silvius a lot in this game, but a big run there and a 1st down for the Rams.
And nice running room and good hard running that time by Silvius.
He had 3 touchdowns. He had 64 yards and 3 touchdowns in the first game, and we haven't called his name a lot since that game. But a big run there and a first down at the 43-yard line for Glenwood. Under 9 minutes to go here in the game. Bloom reading the defense. Under center. Schutte goes in motion, takes the snap. He hands it up the middle to Carter. Carter fighting his way forward down to about the 41-yard line. So a gain of 2 yards on the play, and that'll bring up 2nd and long.
Such a quick hitter, you don't have time to react. You know,
Yep.
you don't have time to read anyone on that one. On that inside handoff, you just got to, think to yourself, all right, if Carter continue to push the pile, which he normally does, it's just that they're stout in the middle as well.
Yep. 2nd down and 8, ball on the 41-yard line. Bloom under center. Schutte goes in motion. Bloom takes the snap, hands it up the middle to Carter. Carter has some room down across the 40, and he's taken down at about the 36-yard line, so a gain of 5 yards on the play. That'll bring up 3rd and short for the Rams.
Keep moving those chains forward. That time he did read the outside end.
3rd and 3. Ball on the Harlan 36-yard line. 7:50 to go in the game. Bloom under center. Schutte goes in motion. He takes the snap. He's going to keep it himself around the edge. Bloom gets it down to the 35, and he fights forward and stretches the ball out to the 31-yard line, and he is going to have the first down. Some nice running there for Andrew Bloom.
Well, it's really got some good combinations going here. They got Harlan more guessing right now, and we haven't even come close to throwing the ball.
And me guessing, it's kind of hard.
It's tough.
I can see who.
Yeah, I mean, that first guy through the hole is quick.
1st and 10 on the 31-yard line. Bloom takes the snap, toss to the outside to Sylvius. Sylvius waiting for his blockers, fights forward down across the 30, and he's taken down at about the 28-yard line. So a gain of 3 or 4 yards on the play there from Cooper Sylvius, and that'll bring up 2nd down and about 6 to go. So,
Keep them spread out on it, He's tried to go off on that right side twice.
You can kind of see this Glenwood offensive line catching their rhythm as well, as there's some holes opening up as they keep marching down the field. 7 minutes to go in the game. Bloom under center takes the snap. He's going to hand it off up the middle to Noah Carter, down across the 25, fighting his way forward to about the 22-yard line goes Noah Carter, a gain of 5 on the play, and it looks like he'll be just shy of that first down. That'll bring up 3rd down and short. And Jim, time is going to start becoming a factor here. The Rams down 10-0 with 6:45 to go in the game. They're still going to need another possession after this if they get it in.
Absolutely.
Bloom takes the snap. He's going to keep it himself around the right edge. Bloom fighting forward, gets across the 20. Bloom breaking tackles down inside the 20-yard line to about the 16. Goes Andrew Bloom around the left edge. It's a gain of about 6 or 7 yards there on the play on 3rd down, but a injured Cyclone down on the field. It will be a 1st and 10 for Glenwood from the Harlan 16-yard line, but an injured Cyclone will stop the game here, and that's probably good for both sides as this drive has been long. They probably need a break.
I agree. That time Bloom came around on that left side, and there was 5 Cyclones in front of him.
Oh,
Glenwood
yeah.
had 1 blocker out there, and it was Bloom against 5.
He was able to break that tackle in the backfield. It looked like someone had him wrapped up back at the 25-yard line. He was able to break the tackle and get forward to about the 16. So that's where the Rams set up with a 1st and 10 on this big, long drive that started back inside their own 20-yard line. So that's number 29, Jared Moser, the cornerback. He went down, but he is walking pretty easily back off the field. So the Cyclones lose a player there at corner, so they're going to have someone come in for him.
6:30 to go. I would say they're going to keep it on the ground.
I would think so too, but like I said, the Rams are going to need a big defensive stop if they're able to get in the end zone here. 1st and 10 from the Harlan 16-yard line on this long drive. 6:31 to go here in the game. Glenwood trails 10-0. Bloom will be under center. Flexbone formation for the Rams. Bloom takes the snap. He's going to keep it himself. Big hole up the middle. Bloom across the 10. Bloom fighting his way down to about the 7-yard line of Harlan. Andrew Bloom with a huge hole from the offensive line there. A gain of about 9 yards on the play, and that'll bring up 2nd and short for the Rams inside the 10-yard line. What a hole there. They parted the Red Sea. Now Rams moving quickly. 2nd and 1 from the 7. Bloom takes the snap. He's going to keep it himself once again, fighting forward down across the 5-yard line. It looks like he might have the first down. Inside the 5 to the 4-yard line goes Andrew Bloom. It should be a gain of 3, and that'll bring up first and goal for the Glenwood Rams with under 6 minutes to go in the game.
Very little time has gone off the clock with that first down now. 5:58 to go in the game.
Ram fans on their feet. They want to see a score here. They've been held scoreless for this long. 5:56 to go in the game. Glenwood with a first and goal at the 5-yard line. Bloom under center. Silvius goes in motion. Bloom takes the snap, tosses to the outside to Silvius. Silvius trying to get the edge, cuts it back up the middle, and the ball is on the ground. The ball is loose.
And his head whipped back on that.
And the Rams have the ball.
Did you see his head snap back
Yeah,
on that?
I did. I did see that. That was bad. So Silvius got 3 yards on the play. It looked like the ball might have been on the ground, but it'll be second down and goal from the 2-yard line for the Rams. Bloom under center. Goes in motion. Bloom takes the snap. He fights forward up the middle on the quarterback keeper. And it looks like he's short on the play, so more clock will be ticking off the clock as we go under 5 minutes to go.
So the coach is getting the play in right away. They want to go quickly here.
Third down and goal from the 1-yard line. 4:50 to go in the game. Rams trail 10-0. Coach is screaming for them to get going here. Third and goal from the 1. Bloom under center. Bloom takes the snap. Quarterback sneak up the middle, and he is just stuffed. He might have gotten across the line. We're waiting on the signal.
Man.
He did not have a lot of room there. And I think they're going to call him short. They're going to call him short here. Fourth down and a timeout now by Coach Faust with 4:16 to go. Jim, this drive has lasted over 7 minutes now.
Yeah.
And with 4:16 to go, you know, they've ticked almost a minute off the clock down here by the goal line.
Well, inside the 20, it was 6:10. 6:10 to go.
I think they started with like 11:15 to go, so they're right at 7 minutes on this drive.
A long time, but all for naught. You got to put it in right here. 4th and 1.
So the Cyclone defense holding strong right now. They had a first and goal from the 5. Now it's 4th and goal from the 1 for the Rams, trailing 10-0 here in this Class 3A showdown in Glenwood.
All right, what's your call?
Oh, I don't know. Same play, I would say. I would say Bloom right up the middle once again.
They might go Carter here.
Yeah.
And the reason is just Carter's going to have a head of steam, and good luck trying to bring him down.
Yeah, and he's a barrel.
I'm probably going right over Sanders.
So the Rams with a 4th and goal from the 1-yard line. Trailing by 10 here late in the game. 4:16 to go. Ram fans on their feet. Cyclone fans on their feet. Big play here. Game-defining play here. Down on the goal line. Bloom will be under center. 4th and goal from the 1. Cyclones stack the line of scrimmage. Bloom takes the snap, hands it off up the middle to Carter. Carter fighting forward, and he's into the end zone. Touchdown, Rams! Noah Carter, you call it, Jim. Right up the middle, dives forward into the end zone, and with 4:14 to go in the game, the Rams are finally on the board.
He went right over Sanders' back. Hey, why not?
So they kick big pressure kick here from Alex Neusser on the extra point, trying to get the Rams within 3. Good snap, good hold. The kick is up, and it is straight through. A nice kick there from Neusser. And with 4:14 to go here in the game, folks, Harlan leads 10-7 over the Rams after a Glenwood touchdown on a drive that took over 7 minutes.
Well, and how big could that extra point be?
Oh.
And not just the score, but the fact that you had a kid. You know, that was a solid
Yeah,
kick
that was
after
right
the last
through.
one was blocked.
Right.
If this game comes down to a long field goal or any field goal, you know, Glenwood just got a little bit more confidence in the leg of their kicker. But Rams, before all that, need to stop right here, obviously. And they got the kick with the win.
4:14 to go. 10-7 the Cyclones leads. The Cyclones lead. They will get the ball. Here as the Rams are ready to kick off after going 80 yards in 7 minutes on a drive that they really just shoved it down Harlan's throat and told them stop it if you can. And they did for a couple plays with the Rams with the last laugh there. And now Cyclones come out in an onside kick recovery formation. So we'll see what Coach Faust has called here. Yeah.
What is it about these Rams that coming back?
It looks like with the way that Nusser's counting off his steps, it's going to probably be an onside kick here as Nusser approaches, and he's going to get a little onside kick, and it is going to go into the Harlan Cyclones' hands.
Glenwood had a shot at that.
That's number 34 on the recovery, John Owens. It bounced straight over the first Cyclone, and it was in the hands of the Rams, but it was slipped out, and Owens able to come up with the ball at the 48-yard line, and that's where the Cyclones will take over. But I love the call from Coach Faust.
Great execution by that kicker. You know, it's one of those things when you dribble that ball, will you get that high bounce? They got it, went over a bunch of people, and Glenwood had a chance. The Harlan Cyclones do have the possession with 4:11 to go.
So here we go. 1st and 10 from their own 48. Just over 4 minutes to go in the game. Cyclones with a 3-point lead in the ball. Mulligan under center in the I formation. Mulligan takes the snap, hands it up the middle to Foss. Foss down across the 50, but not much more as the Rams are able to stuff him tight. As these Glenwood coaches, are screaming from the sideline to get up as the Rams have to preserve every second they can. Both teams with only one timeout as we tick under 4 minutes to go in the game.
All eyes on the clock and the field right now.
And the Cyclones are in no hurry.
No.
2nd down and 7, ball on the Glenwood 49-yard line. Mulligan under center in the I formation. Mulligan takes the snap. He's going to fake the handoff. He's going to drop back the pass. Looks to the outside, and it's caught by Foss, but he is stuck in the backfield there by Eli Bales. What a tackle there from Bales on the pass play, and that'll bring up 3rd and long for the Harlan Cyclones.
Great stick.
What a play.
Yeah, I'm surprised at the call just because if that's incomplete, that's right into Glenwood's hand.
Yeah.
No gain, and actually, like you said, I think a loss on the play.
It was a loss of almost 3 yards. They're back to a 3rd and 10 here.
Wildcat formation for them?
Maybe.
They just want to run it.
Under 3 minutes to go. Rams need a stop here. 3rd and 10 from their own 48-yard line for the Cyclones. 2:50 to go in the game. They lead by 3 with the ball. Mulligan under center. Mulligan takes the snap. He's going to hand it off on a counter to Foss. Foss has some room around the corner. Across the 50 to the 45. Down across the 40. He has the first down. Down the sideline goes Foss. Inside the 35-yard line. And he's shoved out of bounds at the 31. A gain of 23 yards there for Nick Foss. And a 1st down for the Harlan Cyclones.
Glenwood just obviously could not give that up.
Oh.
There was no containment on that. Great job by him to punch it to the outside. And that time it was all daylight to the sideline.
You almost had to see that coming, that they were going to give it to him. If they had a chance to get it on a run, it was going to be in the hands of Nick Foss. And now Andrew Bloom standing over here nervously as he just has to wait and see if his defense can come up big to try to give the Ram offense another chance. But now it's 1st and 10 from the Ram 31-yard line for the Cyclones. 2:35 to go in the game. Mulligan under center. Mulligan, ball is on the ground, and Mulligan recovered it. They fumbled it on the snap. Mulligan was able to jump right back on top of it. It is a loss of 2 yards on the play, and that'll bring up 2nd and 12 for the Cyclones.
Let's go set it. What in the heck? Why was that such a long time?
The refs were taking a
exorbitant amount
they were taking a long time to set that ball and get the play clock rolling. As we tick under 2 minutes to go in this game, Cyclones in control, 2nd and 12 on the Glenwood 33-yard line. Mulligan under center. Mulligan takes the snap. He's going to hand it off to Foss. Foss has a big hole across the 30. Foss across the 20, inside the 10, and Nick Foss is going to take it all the way, folks. Touchdown, Harlan.
Right side again. They have made a living off that right side. Great blocking at the point of attack, and man, Foss just turned the Jets on.
So the Glenwood Rams defense unable to come up with the stop on this possession And with 1:46 to go in the game, the Rams now trail by 10, assuming this point after is good. Knudsen has been perfect on the night. We'll see if he can knock this one through. Good snap, good hold. The kick is up, and it is straight through. A beautiful kick there from Knudsen. And
Wow.
with 1:46 to go in the game, your score, Harlan 17, Glenwood 7, and now the Ram fans filing out here.
Backbreaker, although obviously if they just get a long first down, they're probably going to run the clock off. If nothing else, get the ball back now. Any way we can get a touchdown, go for the onside again, and maybe we convert this time. But, I mean, obviously that's a lot to look forward.
That is basically the game sealer, you would think. Crazier things have happened, but Nick Voss, man, hats off to him and that Harlan line as they 2 huge runs in a row. Third down and 10, he goes for 23 yards, and then second down and 12, he goes for 33 yards on the touchdown. And the Cyclones now have the Rams in panic mode with 1:46 to go, 17-7, Harlan with the lead.
The Carroll score becomes even more important now. With a potential loss by the Rams if they don't pull something out of their hat right here.
So Knudsen will kick off. He has been quite the player tonight for the Cyclones. And he boots it deep there into the wind. Still way deep as Silvius goes back. He's going to take it from the 5-yard line. Silvius trying to bounce it outside. He breaks a tackle. Now Silvius breaks free. Silvius has some room across the 35 to the 40. 45, 50. Silvius with one man to beat down the sideline. 20, 10. Touchdown. Cooper Snow.
No, they said he went out at the 35.
Oh. I'm not sure. Is that Silvius or Zach Carr?
I can't tell. We said something big.
I can't see his number. It's Zach Carr. Zach Carr, excuse me, folks, with a huge kickoff return there. Apologies to him on getting the wrong name. Zach Carr with a kickoff return all the way down to the 30-yard line. It looked like he was going to take it for 6, but instead he was shoved out of bounds at the 30, and the Rams will take over with 1:33 to go, and they have new life. Ram fans on their feet. 1st and 10. Bloom back to pass. Rolling out to his right. Bloom fires to the outside. Caught by Burrish at the 20. Burrish fighting his way down inside the 20 to the 17-yard line goes Cody Burrish. Gets out of bounds. The clock will stop with 1:27 to go.
Great job, man. That's what we were talking about. It's something big having to happen. What a return by him.
So Zach Carr with the 70-yard kickoff return. Set it up. 1st and 10 at the 30. Now a 13-yard pass has the Rams down with 1st and 10 at the Cyclone 17-yard line. Rolls out to his left. Bloom fires to the outside, and it is caught by Nate Kennedy. Kennedy gets out of bounds at about the 10-yard line. It's a gain of 7 on the play, and that'll bring up 2nd down and short for the Rams.
Great execution. Just getting out of bounds.
Yep.
17-yard line. Rams, 1:21 to go.
12-yard line. It's only a gain of 5.
Right. We did just changed it. Yep.
2nd down and 5. Ball on the Harlan 12-yard line. Rams trail by 10. 1:21 to go in the game. Bloom in the shotgun. Takes the snap. Rolls out. Looking. Still looking. Fires to the outside, and it is caught at the 1-yard line by Josh Ruth. Josh Ruth with a huge snag down at the 1-yard line, and it'll be 1st down and goal for the Rams.
They got to get it up on the line of scrimmage. Let's see how quickly they set the ball now.
1st and goal. Ball on the 1-yard line. 1:13 to go in the game. Clock is ticking. Bloom under center. Bloom takes the snap. He hands it off up the middle to Carter, and he is... Bloom is screaming at the referee. Touchdown, Glenwood.
Man. 4 or 5 seconds off the clock, but there it is, the touchdown. That's the most important thing.
What a sequence of plays there. Zach Carr with a 70-yard touchdown, a 70-yard kickoff return down to the Harlan 30-yard line, a pass to the outside for 13 yards, a pass to the outside for 5 yards, a throw to the goal line, and an acrobatic catch there, a diving snag from Josh Ruth, and then a 1-yard touchdown run from Noah Carter, and now Alex Nusser is out there to make it a 3-point game. Kick is up, and it is good. It is good. It looked like it came off his foot.
Well,
poorly.
It was a tough snap. And the other thing I wanted to point out, Bloom, that was a tough snap. He barely got control of that ball before he made the handoff.
Yep.
Good job by the Rams overall. And what I was saying, 58 seconds, we're right back to going. Right back to going for the onside kick.
It looks like our hometown scoreboard operators are trying to give the Rams a win here, as they have the score 19-14. The score should be 17-14 Harlan.
Hey, let's just call it right now and go home.
Yep.
1970. 17-14, right?
Should be 17-14
Yep.
in favor of the Cyclones. 59 seconds to go in the game. I'm sure Harlan fans are having a cow over there on the other side of the field as the scoreboard flipped to 19-15 Rams, and now they are trying to fix it. Score is 17-14 Cyclones. 59 seconds to go in the game. The Rams will probably attempt another onside. Well, they have to attempt another onside kick here.
Do the same thing. That was perfectly executed last time. This time, let's just catch the ball, boys.
And there's the onside kick, and it goes straight to the Cyclones. Number 80, Alex Schesinger on the recovery, and the Cyclones will have the ball at the 48-yard line, and the Rams needed that one.
How many timeouts left?
None.
0.
No, one. They have one.
All right. Can we pray that they'll go for a pass and incomplete?
I don't know. 55 seconds to go in the game.
Yeah, you're going to see a whole lot of the same
some
running back.
Some sarcastic cheers there from the Harlan Cyclone crowd as they finally get the scoreboard back to what it should be. 56 seconds to go in the game. 17-14, Cyclones with the lead. And it looks like we're just probably going to have a kneel down, I would guess. Yep. Mulligan takes a knee. And then he hits the deck. Someone got through. Noah Carter got through the line and smoked Mulligan on the play. He bull rushed him.
Well, you're free game there.
Yep. Cyclone fans didn't like it, but
Couldn't tell.
Carter helped up Mulligan after he smoked him on the play, but that will be the final timeout for the Rams with 53 seconds to go. And even if they ended it on an exciting note, it's going to probably be a win for the Cyclones here.
Yeah, we're really looking for a miracle now.
Fumble snap.
And what an exciting run back, though, by Glenwood. What was neat about that run, several times Harlan Cyclones had their hands on him. The last time, he just pushed away. I believe that was the kicker.
It looked like Carr was going to take it for 6, but they called him out of bounds at the 30. And then some great pass plays from Bloom to 3 different receivers, Burrish, Kennedy, and Ruth. Got him down to the 1-yard line, and then a touchdown run from Noah Carter made it a 3-point game. And then the Rams' onside kick did not work. The Cyclones got it at the 48-yard line, and now after the kneel, we'll have a 2nd down and 10. Ball on the Glenwood 49-yard line for the Cyclones, and I assume they're just going to kneel this one out and end the game.
What do you think? It is 2nd down, though. It's 2nd and what, 12? With a loss on the play.
So 2nd down and 12. Ball on the 50-yard line. Cyclones come out in victory formation. And there's the kneel down. Mulligan takes a knee, and that will run the clock almost out. I think they'll have to do it one more time.
He still hasn't set the clock. He still hasn't set it.
Nope.
Oh my goodness.
Ball is set, and there it goes.
The clock.
He finally sets the referee took a long time there. He was letting it run out.
There wasn't a single person moving on the Glenwood side, and they were in the huddle, and there was no indication.
Well, nonetheless, Mulligan will take this final knee. Cyclone fans on their feet, and that will be the end of the game. What a game here from 2 3A powerhouses. And your final score here, Harlan 17, Glenwood 14. The Rams suffer their first loss of the season. They will move to 3-1. The Cyclones will also move to 3-1 with their third straight victory. They will go to 2-0 in the district. And now, Jim, the Cyclones sit atop District 7 all alone. And that was a huge win for Harlan.
That was a huge win. Give them credit. They got the big games when they needed them. Glenwood several times had them all bottled up. And Harlan came out with that usually a sweep right. And give them credit for, executing. For the Rams, they came back again. They hadn't scored a single point in the game, obviously. 3-0 at the half.
And with 4 minutes left.
Yeah. And here comes the Rams once again. Glenwood has a ball game where they don't get so far behind. They're playing a quality opponent. Glenwood's going to be tough to beat, but Harlan Cyclones, tip their hat.
Yep. Congratulations to Coach Blatt. His 400th victory of his career and in 40 seasons coaching. A legend obviously a legend already, but we are seeing him a legend in the making. 400th win for Coach Blatt. And, again, your final score, Harlan 17, Glenwood 14 here.
Player of the game?
Oh, for who?
Well, I can give
all
it
over?
to Harlan.
Well, for the Rams, I would say probably Bloom. With the way he ran the ball at the end. Maybe Zach Carr with that kick return.
I hate to give it to just on one play.
Yeah.
I agree that was a heck of a time, but I think
the whole
overall,
Rams.
The offensive line, I thought, played very well. I thought the offensive and defensive line for both teams.
Yeah, the defensive line bottling up Foss until the very end of the game.
Yeah.
Probably had the best effort of the night.
Yep.
But it will be a loss for the Rams here. Again, final score, Cyclones 17, Rams 14. And we are going to let you go here. Thanks for tuning in tonight. Nick Stavas for Jim Tucker here on GlenwoodSports.com. Signing off. Have a good one.